Hello everybody and welcome back to another Jake's RC Stuff video. Now, the vast majority of this video is going to be black. I have to say this at the beginning of all of these type of videos, otherwise people start going, why is the video black? The reason why is because it is. It won't be black in a little while and you'll see why. This is a video to go over some news for the channel, as well as a sort of other general news outside of to do with RC stuff that we'll get into as well. So first thing of course is the fact that we've reached 100 subscribers. Nice, you get like a little email from YouTube saying congrats, which is what you'll get for when you have a billion subscribers at some point, because YouTube will just give up. But yeah, so that's a good thing. The actual kind of stats for the last month kind of went a bit bonkers because of the super cheap, cheaper HDFPV digital doodle-armajig. Because everyone was looking for the DJI stuff, and I just kind of popped up with that. So over the last 90 days, things did kind of rise slightly. The amount of subscribers I gained was fairly massive. Hello, if you're one of those people. Yes, I kind of went on this nice steady rise up, but just beginning to peak off now because those videos are kind of being delayed while I get the urge to remake or refit the Skywalker that's going to have the FPV stuff in. But anyway, so that's kind of YouTube stuff. Not a massive amount to kind of go into at the minute. One thing that will be happening is I will be having a slight rebrand. It's still going to be Jake's RC stuff. It's still going to be me. It's still going to be mostly these kind of videos, obviously not the black screen ones, but you know, the kind of vloggy type stuff that I've been doing. But I am going to be changing around like colours and the background and the logo and things like that, because I'm doing some stuff that needs kind of a uniformed colour palette for everything, which I'll get into shortly, and I might as well sort of update everything all at the same time. It was kind of a case of I just wanted something to have as a background so I didn't look like a complete noob. Another thing is, as part of that, is in videos, there will soon start to be more than it just be sort of clips clipped together. I'm probably not going to do an intro, but there will be like stuff sliding across the bottom of the screen asking you to subscribe and like and things like that, so I don't have to say it in the middle of a video, but I can do it before the video ends and people start disappearing. Also, another thing I'm going to mention in a minute, the people who help with that will get mentioned in videos as well, probably again a ticker across the bottom of the screen. I don't want to do it at the beginning or at the end, because at the end nobody will see it, and at the beginning it's kind of annoying, like what they have on the start of RC Model Geeks videos. So that's that. In terms of videos that I'm going to be doing, the kind of project vlogging, which, I hate the word vlogging with a passion, but the project vlogging of me kind of videoing you on steps of progress as I go through doing something will continue. That's kind of the bread and butter stuff. The unboxing stuff has completely ended in terms of like mailbag stuff. Unboxing planes will kind of still happen as and when I want to. I won't unbox every single one. I won't unbox every single component that comes through the door, because that's just kind of stupid. Unless it's something really, really interesting. I do want to do more review type videos. For example, the R349 micro quad, mini quad. Doing that was kind of a lot of fun. But it's just the amount of time it takes. So, you know, it's something that we'd have to kind of work on doing. And I'm also, I feel like I mention this in every update video that I'm going to start doing these, but I'm going to do my go-to videos. So what I mean by that is, say for example, when the Vortini came out, I immediately knew in my head the camera, the video transmitter, the servos, the receiver, the motor, the speaker controller. I knew immediately what was going to go into it, and could budget a certain price of what it would cost to complete. So the idea is that the go-to videos would be my go-to servos, and spoiler alert, that's basically the MG90Ss or the Savox MG2055s or whatever they are. So, you know, it'd be a video about this explaining why and what they're best suited for, and sort of go from there. Motors, you know, best mini quad equipment motors that I use, best for sort of mini Talon size stuff, and then go up from there. Basically any category where I have a go-to, I will explain it and show it in a video for you. Cameras, if it's just something that's buried in the nose and is a very cheap model, especially if it's going to be something that's probably going to crash to the side of a shipping container or whatever, it's the Banggood budget 12 quid ones. And then if it's for something nicer or something where I need to use the bracket that comes with it, I use the Runcam Swifts and things like that. But as sort of the last thing specific to Jake's RC stuff, I'm going to... This is where the screen will not be black. Ta-da! I am very slowly and very steadily working on a website. This is in WordPress. It's locally hosted for now. Eventually, it will obviously be a proper website. I have a website already for something, and I'm basically just going to upgrade my subscription to that to allow me to have multiple websites. And Jake's RC stuff will be one that's uploaded. So Jake's RC stuff, some random tagline that'll probably get changed. And again, this is the kind of thing that's making me think about updating some of the YouTube graphics and things like that. That is a picture of mine in the background with a sort of curvature of the cloud / earth in it. Bit pixelated because I actually had to borrow it from somewhere else. I'd stuck it online. Yeah, so welcome to Jake's RC stuff. This site is very much a work in progress, just something to stick on the page. And obviously, things like edit won't be there for you, but that's just because I'm here. In fact, if I log out... You've now logged out. We'll go back to it. Yeah, so this is how it would look like when I'm logged out. So home, this will just sort of give a brief overview about me. It will also have a link to a paypal.me page. Paypal.me, if you don't know, is just like an address you set up. Mine is paypal.me/JakesRC stuff. And you basically click on that link and it says, oh, send like a one-time payment to this person. So the idea is it's kind of like a one-off donation type of thing. The reason why I'm doing that is at the minute I'm trying to rebalance my personal finances. There's nothing like horrifically critical or anything like that. It's just that I need to steady down a little bit because at some point I would like to do adult things. And possibly go to university. Oh, I'm really not keen. Yeah. And yeah, it's not things that I enjoy. But anyway, so the idea is that in order to try and help keep this alive, I mean, I have a lot of stuff on a shelf and a lot of parts sort of saved up so I can keep doing things. There's only like one plane that I want at the minute. Although by the time I've bought it and batteries, it'll be £1,000. One of the reasons it isn't here yet. But the idea is that you could support things like that. I do think about doing like a Patreon type thing, because what's good about Patreon is that it's free until people actually start giving you money, and then they take 8% or whatever it is. And they can do one-off donations and like a subscription model. The problem is with that is, yeah, I could do projects, I could do early videos to Patreon, that's fine, but then if I wanted to sell merch, or my own Jake's RC Stuff branded products, or kind of the blog, it's not the best thing to write a blog on, from what I've seen. I decided to do a website. The problem is that it's expensive. I mean, if I quickly... try and... This is the company that I'm with when it loads. Oh, come back, you pissing thing. If I move this across. So this is SiteGround. They are a very good hosting company, but they're just not the cheapest. Not massively expensive either, but like, for example, at the minute I'm on Startup, and I would be going to Grow Big. So, in the minute, each year, I basically have to pay, I mean, what's that? It's like £11. £10.74 a month. Whereas the next one up is £17.94 a month, so it's essentially another £7. It doesn't have that much web space, which is kind of annoying because there's some things that I plan to do with it. But I've got to have the other website going, and if you look at Squarespace, for example, they're like, most basic one is £10, so that means it would be more expensive because I'd be paying £20 a month for websites instead of 18. I know how WordPress works, and I can expand it in the way that I want. For example, so I can have videos and stuff go out on Patreon, but then I'd also have this PayPal link randomly there, and I'd also have like maybe a Squarespace site for kind of blogging about the different projects and giving more information. I kind of just want to put it all in one place. I mean, it's one of these things where I might turn around and say, look, it's too expensive because this renews in 7 months, so I get like, if I upgrade now, it's like £3 for the 7 months that I have to pay, so it's very cheap. The problem is that I don't really want to be putting out more money each month for something that I don't need, because I would have to pay like £20 for a domain, and then what was the difference? Like £8, £96 for the website, and it's kind of like, am I going to get that £96 back in the year? Probably not, let's be honest. So my kind of idea for now is get the website going, and in 7 months I can decide what to do, because at least if I have everything there, then if I move to a different platform, it's a little bit easier. I really don't know. This website is just to see if I really like it. I might also have a play with a Patreon to see if it does 90% of what I want to do, because, to be honest with you, if I'm going to sell t-shirts or whatever, it'd probably be through a t-shirt company. I probably wouldn't stock them myself. I don't have my own house, so I can't store that stuff without asking permission from people. So I'm building this with at least the fact that if it all goes tits up, I can download it. I know how to run stuff locally. I can get all stuff off of it and stick it somewhere else, whether it's on a Patreon. Stakes were made, ladies and gentlemen. Anyway, I'm going to on here. If somebody happens to have like some web hosting they can chuck in my direction for free or whatever, then excellent. So just to give you a tour of this quick website I knocked together in 15 minutes. So welcome page, this would be sort of basic overview, maybe like random revolving pictures of thumbnails or something. Now Jake's RC extra stuff, the idea is that there is a plugin, S2 something or other, where you can make it so that posts for X amount of time are private. So the idea is that if you pay £5 a month, which is probably what it would be to start with, probably forever, so the idea is that as soon as the video is edited and ready, it gets uploaded to this and YouTube, but YouTube it gets scheduled for a Friday release date, but with this it will just go live as soon as it's ready. So with some videos you can get them like in a month in advance, and other times you're going to get them like the same day as it goes on YouTube. Possibly even a day late, depending on what I'm doing. So, So there's that. There'd be like direct Q&As, things like that. There's kind of a list of stuff I came up with. Is it in here? No, not on that. Eventually I will stop learning or stop doing that mistake. So like the idea is that you would get Q&As, you'd get your name in a ticker across the bottom of the screen. Basically the way that I worked out is just to pay for the domain and the 7 months that I could upgrade cheaply to, I would need 13 subscriptions. Now, I don't mean 13 subscriptions for those 17 months. I mean 13 months worth of subscriptions. So 5 people could subscribe for 2 months and a bit. You know, if you just, and you know, five for 2 months and another 3 carry on for another month, and it would pay for it. I basically need 13 lots of $4.99 or whatever it would be. Because I imagine that PayPal would take the normal 3.4% plus 20p as well. So we have to work that out. Yeah, so as I say, this is something that Patreon can do. It can also do, even if it isn't brilliant, the post-based stuff. But it's not like a proper kind of blog, website, article thing like what I'd make on here. Social media and contact is... it'll literally just be my social media information and contact information. These are probably getting mixed around a different order. This is just the order they're added in. Store, again, to sell merch, maybe sell stuff that I have that I don't need. When I was actually looking through some of my old videos, I remember when I bought like 400 propellers for £8. I could sell the propellers on here. That could be a thing that's done. You know, get some of the uber cheap propellers. Now, these are all blog posts separated into 2 different sections. So we have projects. So the idea is if we click on continue reading, so this, just a very basic, as it says it's a test post, it's not finished, it's to make sure that I fix it or remove it or do whatever I'm going to do. So the idea is I've decided to join the herd and bought a few little guys to play with. The first one will be a general RC conversion with all-in-one FPV camera. Basically what I'd put in the description of a video. The idea is to make my descriptions in videos as simple as possible and just the important information and direct people over here. So the idea is then, here's the part 1. Here is what a list of parts would look like, and basically I could write down more information, and all the videos would get posted. These are just direct links to YouTube. These aren't stored on the site because these are already out there. And then on videos, so I started going from like my first video onwards, so that they would all be in order. So, apologies for the noise in the background. Someone always decides to do the washing up when I'm recording a video. So yeah, as you see here, some of my first few videos, I'm doing it in this order, basically from oldest video to newest, so that they would be in the right order on this page. And these are literally just the videos on their own. The idea with this being is that with each of these, I can create the post, upload the video to, say, either Dropbox or the website or something like that, and for the first however long it is until the video comes out, it won't be a YouTube video that plays, it's a Dropbox video or something like that. You know, it would play on the screen, but it wouldn't be through YouTube, unless... no, that wouldn't work either, because unlisted videos, people will just copy the links. But the idea is that then, once the actual video comes out, I would then, over time, get rid of the... because with S2... let me start again. So with S2, let's say you're on a £5 subscription, you're a Jake's RC Extra Stuff subscriber, okay? So as soon as the video is made, I pop it on YouTube, I schedule it for 2 weeks' time. It also gets uploaded to, let's say... you know, the inbuilt storage of the website, because my videos are only a few megs, you know, the inbuilt storage of the website, and then I link it into this post, and I set the post up so people who have paid the £5 can see it, but for people who haven't paid the £5 a month can't see it yet. Eventually, when it gets to the point where it goes live, over on the YouTube channel, I would then basically over time to create space on the web server, delete old videos and just replace them with YouTube links. So that, you know, have a nice sort of repository of things. Again, this is all kind of basic WordPress stuff that needs slightly updating. But yeah, it's one of these things where now I've started talking loud about it, I'm not quite as confident as I was. To be completely honest, if I'd have passed 1,000 subscribers, maybe this would be a bit easier to see. But the problem is, if I look in my analytics, I'm going to hide the screen for a second because I don't want to do that same mistake as I've done about 3 times on here already. If I go to audience, I can show you this now. If you have a look at audience here, 96.9% of people are not subscribed, 2.2% are subscribed. So, if you think that 88% of the views I've got over the last month are from people who are subscribed, how many of those people do you think would pay £5 a month to get a little bit earlier and some other sort of random things? Because the problem we have is that, let's say it's 1 in 100, there's only 88 there, and I'm sure it's more than 100, 1 in 1,000 maybe, you know, it's one of those type of things. So what I'm probably going to start doing from now on, in fact this might be the first video with it in the description, is I might start posting my PayPal me link. I might as well, it doesn't cost me anything to put that link in the description. You never know, if I start getting like £5 a month worth of donations through that, then I'll go, well maybe the subscription thing, so people actually get something from their £5 more directly, might be up people's street, I don't know. So this is a basic idea of the website. I would love feedback on it. Again, it's like if you went 10 years ago, there was like Google Blogger and things like that, where you could create a free kind of basic website, and a lot of these companies like WordPress and SiteGround and things like that were like, oh, you know, convert your Blogger page into a proper website, and they had tools to help you convert everything over into proper pages and things like that. But now Blogger's gone away, and there's no other sort of like free website builders. I mean, if you go back even further, I'm talking like late 90s, early 2000s, you can have a free web page with your email provider. FreeServe, for example, it was only like 250, 500 megabytes of space for the whole website. So I wouldn't be able to do, but in now terms, with the amount of space that things take up to look all fancy and responsive and things, it wouldn't work. Nowadays, I'd have to knock it up a few gigs, which is probably why they all sort of fell out. You know, and stopped being things. But, you know, it's something that I'm interested in trying to do. I do, you know, if I could get a little bit of money from doing things, you know, it's not going to buy me a house or anything like that, but just so that, again, buy me a coffee or whatever, because, I mean, I know Bruce Simpson, for example, complains that, oh, I get demonetized randomly for no reason. I don't have the opportunity to get monetized. So, literally, this channel, I'm not going to say it's a massive sink, but, you know, any money that I do put into it, I do not get back. And it costs money to do things. So, yeah, if I could get the odd amount back, you know, and I'm not saying, you know, again, I'm not going to, while I've always said I'd love to be the Linus Tech Tips of RC stuff, that's not going to happen, I don't think, actually, at all. But, you know, it certainly isn't happening yet. And I feel that going to grab, you know, I'm very much in a money-saving mood, personally. And the problem is with that is that it suffers this as well, because all of it's coming out of my own personal bank account that needs to be tightened up on the outbound lane. To put it in a really weird way. So it's not like I'm completely out of things, and I'm just going to have to be reviewing old models, or, well, I suppose, well, when I say old models, you know, not like I'm going to be, oh, here's a re-review of the What For a year later, which I'm not necessarily against, but you know what I mean, then, you know, it's not, that's not what I want to do. So, this website is something that can happen. This was meant to be like it will come in 2 months type of thing. I don't think it is anymore. Now I've kind of thought about it, and, you know, it's alright, things spinning around in your head, but when you try and say it publicly, which I know this is still me talking in a bedroom, but, you know, publicly with air quotes on the internet, it's when you start thinking, yuck, you know, you're going to be paying, you know, it's alright for the first 7 months, which is what I calculated of it being 50 quid. It's like, oh, I can stand 50 quid. But, you know, I can't stand 120. I just can't. I mean, if SiteGround turned around and said, "Oh, go on, then we'll give you 2 websites for the same hosting fee, or halfway between the two," then okay. And I have looked at other hosting companies like GoDaddy, for example, which is one I looked at because it's a popular name. The problem we have with that is that they are cheap to begin with, but literally everything is an optional extra, as opposed to SiteGround, where they include quite a lot of things. So, you know, you can get GoDaddy hosting for like £3 a month instead of 15, but then anyone could just stick an address into a lookup website and find your address, because that's how the internet works. Annoyingly, basically the idea is that you can pretty much put any website into one of these lookup things, and it shows you who owns it and their address. Yeah. So, what you can do is you can pay, say, £3 a month or something, I think is what SiteGround charge. And the idea is that when everyone does that lookup, it shows them it's SiteGround instead, or the SiteGround domain owner database or something like that. And the idea is if you have a legitimate reason to ask for who it is, or a lawyer or something like that, then you can go to the SiteGround database and they will give it to you. I believe that's the idea anyway. But yes. So, yeah, kind of good stuff at the beginning, and then kind of this weird kind of offshoot at the end. Now, I was going to do some other stuff about some of the drone reg stuff, and the Reg the Nuts Off Facebook group being closed, and I think it's kind of a dumb idea. I'll ignore the BMFA stuff / drone regulation stuff, and there's nothing we can really do at that point, so it's not like I'm informing anyone that doesn't know, although apparently loads of people don't know still, and I don't know how the hell that's happened. But anyway, to sort of finish with, I will discuss the Reg the Nuts Off stuff. So the Reg the Nuts Off Facebook group by Matthew Ogborn was closed. And the problem was, it used to be Matthew Ogborn, that was the channel, it was, hello, I'm Matt, blah, 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 blah. And the Reg the Nuts Off Facebook group was for kind of him, and this is how I see it, obviously you might see it differently. He kind of posted his videos and sort of spoke with the community, and the community kind of outgrew Matt, I think. I think that was the problem. And the problem was from then is that he said it was like a distraction from his YouTube channel. He wants to use the community tab on YouTube, and I know nobody who looks at a community tab on YouTube. You know, always says, "Oh, did you say that latest upload from somebody?" And it's like, yes, because I saw it through the subscriptions feed. I never hear anyone saying, "Did you see that that PewDiePie put a competition in his community section?" It's like, no. Well, I'm not subscribed to PewDiePie, that's the main reason. But you know, it's you know, I don't look at that shit like that. You know, I literally go on YouTube and click on subscriptions. For a while, I used to before I did a lot on phones and tablets. My first bookmark in the bookmarks bar was to the subscription page. So instead of clicking on the YouTube logo, I clicked on your subscriptions because they're more or less in the same place. Because I don't care what's on the home screen. It's a lot better now, but yeah. So the community tab idea I think is bad, but he doesn't seem that interested in YouTube anymore anyway. But he keeps saying he wants to make a success of it, but doesn't fucking post anything, which is not the way that a YouTube channel works. I know I'm not exactly once a week as I should be. I know sometimes I do take breaks because I just haven't done anything RC related in 2 weeks. But, you know, I mean, the reason why he grew so steadily was the RC coffee chats every morning. That's why. And now it's very rare he actually posts anything. And this isn't like me getting at him, it's just my observation and feelings. It's a shame. Because, of course, now Spectra 50, I was watching some of their videos again this morning. I just keep, you know, it's like, you know how you just have that thing that you keep on loop, more or less, on Netflix? Mine's Mock the Week. Or Friday Night Dinner. You know, and you kind of just loop through it a few times, like possibly 2 or 3 times a year. That's the Spectra 50 channel. I do occasionally see their faces pop up at random shows. Never actually said hello to any of them yet, because it just kind of feels weird. Especially considering I'm usually with my dad, who has no idea who these people are. But anyway, this was kind of a weird, rambly, possibly the worst 100 subscriber specials you've ever seen or heard. But anyway, this was kind of a... So this was 100 subs. The fact I'm possibly going to rebrand the channel anyway, even if this website doesn't go ahead. The ideas for future videos. The fact that I might build a website. Well, I am building a website. Whether you'll ever see it publicly is a different thing. And the fact that Ragnarok stuff have closed. The other thing I was going to mention was the drone regulation stuff for the BMFA. If you've not seen any of it, just look on the BMFA website. It's one of the top blog posts that they are changing things slightly because they've realised what they've said is stupid and nobody will do it. So they're now trying to make it so it's something that people will do, considering they can't really police it. But anyway, thank you all for watching. I now need to edit out all of the crap that I accidentally put in by accident. And I'll see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.